So today we've got Pedro Barbosa here on Through the Viewfinder SA. Pedro, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, man.
And this is just a short get to know Pedro. Who's Pedro? So everybody's seen your previous interviews coming from Mozambique, started music at about 15, 16, all the different genres of music that you do.
Yeah.
Tell us about Pedro. How did you get into the music scene? What sparked it for you?
It's weird. So I think it was the expressing yourself. It was the songwriting that actually got me here, that made me like fall in love with it more than anything else. I don't remember it being an attention thing, like you know, you're getting attention from the stages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I do remember writing, and I remember that there was a certain piece that came with that.
Okay.
That was the first thing that drew me into music. Yeah.
Like an inner calling. Almost.
Yeah, just like I didn't know it then, you know.
Okay.
My parents thought it was, but I thought it was just I just enjoyed it, something, you know. I didn't realize it was a calling or anything like that. Now I think it was definitely. I tried other things and it didn't work, so obviously I didn't enjoy it as much as music. So
all right. We as photographers, we find our style in the way of editing, the way of shooting, the techniques that we use. We basically, like you guys, cover other artists. We try and replicate other masters, the way they shoot, the way they photograph stuff. How did you find your voice, your style, the style of music that you play?
So that is a hard one, man, because I think as we grow older, right, we keep evolving and we keep changing. So I remember when I started, my main influences were Bryan Adams, Bon Jovi, you know, and I almost like I wanted a voice like Bryan Adams. That was the thing, like the sir, you know.
Okay.
And so sometimes I still ask myself, did I force my voice to become that way, or did it naturally just was a lucky thing, and maybe I associated myself with him because it was similar to his or whatever. But that was the main thing. So when I started, I was more into the rock scene, obviously because of that. But I didn't just listen to rock. That's the thing. I've always enjoyed a lot of Johnny Clegg. My dad used to listen. I became a huge fan of Quincy Jones back then, and so all these things, you know, kind of like sit in the back of your head, even though you're only writing this kind of music. But it's because you look up to these artists and like, even though I like Quincy Jones, I thought Bon Jovi was cool, you know? So you like, yes, maybe one day I can be like Bon Jovi or whatever. So those were the kind of influences and I'm still very emotional, but I think I was 10 times worse back then.
Okay.
And so my relation to voicing my music came from a deep side in me, and I still today. I mean, I think the biggest songs I did, "Runaway," "Crazy Love," it's a very emotional song and very personal songs. So I do write very intensively on that side of things, and I enjoy it. I think it's the part that I enjoy the most, more than the Latin tunes and the happy tunes. To be honest, yeah, I like the sadness.
Yeah.
And as you grow older, like we were talking about, you learn new things, and I think you start trying to experimenting everything. So your voice changes, and literally your physical voice changes as much as the expression. I'm sure photographers the same thing. Your editing will evolve. Oh, I saw something. I want to try that out.
Yeah.
And so you feel that in the artist, and I love that. I remember the first artist that I noticed that was Eric Clapton, actually, and I was like, yes, it's weird. Like his latest stuff is so emotional, so much more deeper, so much more intricate. And his earlier stuff was more rock and roll, more balls to the wall and kind of thing, you know. And so I enjoy it. I think it's one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of AC/DC, because they remained. I respect what I do 100%. It's not easy to 20 years do exactly the same thing, you know, 30 years, no more. I think they're 50 now.
Yeah.
And evolving, I think, becomes an easier thing than actually just staying and not doing the same thing over and over. Sure.
I think it's the creative side of us as creatives.
Yeah.
You as a musician, for us as photographers, we have to evolve and grow out of comfort zone that you've
Yeah.
got and try new things.
I think that's it. You're 100% right. Is
Yeah.
that natural piece of art inside of you that needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're born like this.
Sometimes it's a dilemma, man.
It's a problem.
It's a problem, exactly.
Yeah. You mentioned Crazy Love, and
Run away.
what was your biggest hell yes moment in your career so far?
Sure. No one's ever asked me that. So I've got a problem, man. If I can explain, it takes a bit of work from that. But I was actually seeing a neuro coach since last year because I didn't celebrate achievements. So that is, and I remember my publicist always says, "No, like you won the ISC for best love song and whatnot, and that's a big achievement." And I never celebrated it, and this was due to the fact that I always want more. So you go to someone and say, "Dude, I won the ISC," and immediately you're like, "Okay, so what's next? Does this mean I'm done?" And so for me to, I think because of that, for me to go back and think what is the biggest your hell yes moment, I don't know. Honestly, I think. I won't be lying to you. I'll just suck thumb and choose something,
Yeah.
I know winning Crazy Love's ISC was a big thing for me, but it's in the end of the day, it's like comparing 24,000 songs. It's a bit unfair, isn't it? It's not like it might be great for those 10 oaks who chose the song or whatever, but it's not great for another 100 million people. So that's the kind of thing that goes through my head in that moment. Like, okay, we won, but I need something else to validate myself. This is not it.
Yeah.
And it's very hard. I think if I put it in a general thing, I always say that I've been very blessed, like musically. I think for myself, I have achieved a lot, and most importantly, is I managed to make a living out of music, and that I'm very grateful. So I think that is my hell yes moment.
Okay.
To be honest with you,
It's for us on our side as well. I still haven't taken the picture. You're always chasing
exactly. Yeah.
You get great pictures. You get emotional pictures, especially with us and the weddings.
Yeah.
You get pictures that actually almost bring tears to your eyes, but it's still not that picture.
Yeah.
You still
searching.
After that picture.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know if it's the same to you, but like for example, it's like me writing the latest song is always kind of like the best song or the most it's like the latest child. No, not exactly, but the latest child's like, okay, you will give more attention because it's a brand new baby, it needs care and whatever. I don't know if that's the same thing with the latest project. You always do that, but as it grows old, then it gets chucked in the same box of all the old songs, and it's not like someone the other day asked me, what's your favorite song? And I was like, I don't know, but I can tell you which one are my least favorites. For example, it was a weird question.
Okay.
and then but it's exactly that. Like you keep. It's the evolution factor of an artist, I think. So you always try and you always want the better shot, the better song, the best stage, and all that.
Yeah, that's really nailing it on the head there.
And that's why we broke all the time as well. Ooh, that camera. Ooh, that guitar. Yes.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I think this is also something that we had written down before. You always come across as a very vibrant person on stage.
Yeah.
Is it the adrenaline? Is it just your personality? Is it the love for what you do?
I honestly, I don't know. I think I enjoy being around people. However, people drain me as well. And they drain me because I give this side of myself, which is the vibrant stuff. And that's not how I am at home. For example, I'm not like that all the time, and most of the times I'm actually not. And it becomes a problem actually with the relationships, for example, because you generally tend to meet the person in an environment, and in your close environment you're completely different. And the reason is because at home you're recharging, and a lot of people think I'm an extrovert, and I'm not. According to psychologists, I'm an introvert. and you just develop these skills to deal with people, right? But it doesn't mean that's who you are all the time. So I am around that with people, but I'm not actually. And it's hard, man. It's the one thing that's very, very draining in this whole process. And also it's because, like you said, you immediately said vibrant. So people associate me with vibrant all the time. So when I come with the darker side of me, it's almost like they don't accept it, or they don't understand it, or they don't know it. But there is, and the reality is, I live more on that side than I live on the vibrant side of my personality. You know?
It's the nature of the
beast.
The beast, basically.
Yeah.
We as well, because we have to adapt to any type of person that you meet on a wedding, or in business. You have to adapt your personality to that situation.
Yeah.
Although we're not the same at home.
We are chameleons, right?
Yeah.
We are personality chameleons.
Yeah. If a young artist, either from Mozambique or South Africa, come to you and they would like advice, what is Pedro Barbosa's advice to a young upcoming artist?
First of all, don't wait too long. That was the one thing from my experience, is I waited too long to release my original music and stuff like that. I was very scared, man. So it's always been a thing that stayed with me, that I should have started earlier, and I never did. Not in terms of like, so in Mozambique I did original music, but for example, you kept on thinking of we always look at the financial things, or I did, and we have to, for example, instead of bringing out a CD with 10 songs at a mediocre production, rather take one song at a high quality production, for example. There's a lot more value in that than on the other. That's the kind of thing that I learned later on and changed my career completely. Because when I started doing that, that's when my career picked up. But this only happened in the last 8 years when I started working with Mark Bealey. And it's very sad, because I could have done it earlier if I thought this way, and I didn't. But so you have to chase that. You have to raise your standards very rapidly, and especially in today's modern society, there's so many tools available to do that. And a lot of the oaks, you're not just a musician anymore. You're not just a photographer. I mean, we were talking about earlier, you have to be a marketing manager. You have to be this, you have to be that. I mean, you have to do your own admin. You have to do all these things. So you need to have so many qualities within a musician or an artist, that you need to actually step up in those things as well. So music isn't just about singing anymore. That's the reality of it. I mean, years ago, remember we used to joke it's about the looks because of idols and stuff like that. It's but then it comes now. Today you have oaks like Jelly Roll and Post Malone, who are just full of tattoos and stuff like that. So I'm glad that barriers kind of broke, and we're going into more of the quality of the music back again. So, but still, it's all these aspects need to blend in some way, and it's very hard. So it's not just, so work hard at everything that is around the music and not just the music itself, basically.